Here, I and my friend, we are currently in Far Hill, which is a town, a district, a residential area. And from this area is quite far from where we live, so we had to board a bus. Right now, we are heading back to Mahabula where we do live. If you have been watching my previous videos, you will remember that I have been doing a series of bus rides. My very first bus ride was from Mahabula to Far Hill. The second one was from Mahabula to Kaitan. And after that, I also did another ride from Mahabula to Alai. I've done quite a number of buses tour, all starting from Mahabula. So if you are ever looking for me or want me to create content together, you can always ask my address. I stay in Mahabula Block 2, Street 215, Building number 9, opposite the Fresh Mean Mart. You will find me there always if I'm not at work. Everywhere you go here, you will always find a market nearby where you can easily buy whatever you need. That's how the area is set up. Now I know some people might be wondering what time I'm recording this video. At the moment, it is 5:30 p.m. and as you can see, it's already very dark. Here it's get dark very early. In fact, morning also come very early. When it's around 4 a.m. in Africa, here the sun is already up and the people are awake. The sun rises around that time and set as early as 4 p.m. That's why by 5:30 p.m. it's already very dark. I think now I've answered you why it is already 5:30 p.m. and it is already dark. I've answered your question, so next time when you see it's 5 p.m. or when I say I haven't slept but you see dark, or if I recorded the next video then you see it's dark and I say it's 4 p.m. just know it's 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Back in Africa too, it's only that here we see sun earlier than you and the sunset also earlier than you. That's the only difference, but the time is the same. At this time, people here are already preparing for supper, while back in Africa, many people haven't yet started thinking about supper yet. Right now, we are in Far Hill. If you remember from my previous video, I mentioned that Mahabula goes up to block 3, but Far Hill is much bigger. It goes all the way from block 1 up to block 12. Block 3. But you can so the siren you have heard from my background, that is a traffic police siren or a vehicle passing by. So what you are seeing now is how traffic police operate here. You will rarely find them standing on the road, not like our Kenyan police who always you find them on the road, busy collecting bribe, what they call it in quotes chai. Instead of checking road safety measures, And when an accident happens, they take centuries to arrive at the scene. Shame on our Kenyan police. Here, traffic police, they are up and down, patrolling using their vehicles. If you commit an offense, they will follow you until they catch you.
Unajua sasa hivi tunafaa tusimame hii side nyingine. Tunaenda rudi kuchukua kilo tunataka.
Sorry, I was thinking that we are heading direct to our residential place in Mahabula. So the side we are in is where our bus stop is. So I was actually asking why should we have to close to the other side of the road, but instead he has told me that we have to go and check some stuff at Lulu Hypermarket before now we come back to board our bus back to our residential place, which is Mahabula. We are currently near Lulu Hypermarket, which is the same building as Grand Hyper. On the other end, you will also find Nesto Market. Anytime you see Lulu or Nesto, just know that Grand Hyper is nearby. This is how the street of Far Hill looks in the evening. Even though it's only 5 p.m., you can see how dark it is already is here. Now we are heading back to our residential area. I'm now going to eat and rest. One of us, as you can see, couldn't let us leave this place without him taking a photo from this place just for his own memory, so that one he will remember, or he can just keep memory of this place. It may be maybe the last time he coming to this place, so we had to stop and give him time so that he could take some few photos for his galleries. I was recording at the same time taking him photos. So one hand was recording this video and the other hand was taking some picture. So I don't know how you can rate my photo shoot to tell me if I'm good at, if I can multitask. Now the fun part of this place, or in this state or this country, sometimes you may see it is very dark, but when you look at the time, you find that it is not yet even 6 p.m. So you wonder, maybe you see it's dark, then you start, maybe you've forgotten that you're still back in Africa. So you start thinking that, let me hurry, I'm late, let me hurry and go and see what I'm going to cook. But when you look at your watch, that is the time you realize it's still very early in the Africa. Or sometimes when you call a phone, you're telling someone good night, and they're wondering why you're telling us good night and it's still in the evening, yet as we have already seen the dark.
Ona mrenga poje yenyewe sasa. Tumsubiri hapa.
Sasa hiyo ataiona.
Hapale maybe mali tulikuwa tunapima manguo huko. Hata akisema hapo kwa customer care anajua watanini hapa kunaga issue. Akiripoti hapo kwa customer care sasa hiyo ataletewa. So this is Far Hill. We are just at Lulu Hypermarket, and which is also located and all in the same building with Grand Hyper. You can see from the far end that is Grand Hyper. The other far end that is...
Fortunately, we have been stopped to wait here. One of us has left his phone inside the Lul Hyper Market where he was taking some measurement of some clothes he wanted to buy. So I think while he was taking some measurement, he just left his phone there, so he had gone back to check. That's why you see we are outside here waiting for him to come so that we can go back to our residential place. That is Mahabula, as you know, they call it one of the ghetto here in Kuwait. But I don't think, if compared to Africa, one day I wish I can show you how Mahabula look like. Then you tell me if this is even near to ghetto, but people of this place, they call it, that is the ghetto of Kuwait. Luckily he managed to get his phone. He had actually left it where he was taking some measurement. So let us wait him as he is coming back so that we can be on the going. We are now heading to Far Hill bus stop where our Mahabula bus is. This is now Far Hill bus stop. From here, we are going to wait for our bus to come, and our bus from Far Hill to Mahabula is 106X. So you have to stand here until that bus gets us here is when we have to board. We can't just board any bus, even if it is not full. So every bus has its own destination where it
tuende na hii. Inapita si inaenda hadi Hawali. Inapita Mahabula. Acha tauliza hapo. So you're wondering why we aren't boarding the bus. So we have to make sure that we know the number, because you see this 102. We don't know if it's going to Mahabula. Achana na hiyo. Inapita hiyo. Inapita? Kuna cash. Mimi sina cash. Uko na cash? Mimi niko na here you can't just tukiorishi kitana. You have to get a bus with bus here. Residential area. Heading up to Hawali from Pahahid. We are at Pahahid bus stop. We're waiting to go to back to Mahabula. So very cold, but we have to wait until we get to the bus. Even this bus we just leave. The seats are leaving empty. It's not a must that it has to be full. Just leaving the way it is. Really wait for our bus to do anything. And now we are heading back to our residential place. Abula residential place, Abula district.
This is the Mahabula Block 2. First bus stop if you are from Far Hill side. It is near the seaside, close to Mahabula Public Beach. That is the same bus we came with early. We have now reached Mahabula Block 2, and this brings us to the end of this part of the journey. Thank you for watching me up to this end. Keep on subscribing to this channel.